All right, good afternoon, everyone. Welcome back. We have news in just under a minute, so I'm not going to talk too much. We're just going to watch and see if there's any volatility injected into the market in about 20 seconds. All right, Molly and Vivian, JR. Robin, Queen is back. Hope you got a good sleep this morning. All right, there it is. So we did get a little bit of volatility. So far, we've gotten a small push up. I was a little wary of, I was looking at the charts over lunch and was trying to make a long entry in here somewhere and was unsuccessful in doing so. I mean, not a big loss, maybe like 5 or 6 points, but then I was also looking at potentially at 1 o'clock, maybe there was going to be some sort of retracement. So I decided not to continue looking for longs over lunch. And it looks like not much has happened as far as retracements. All right, there we go. Nice injection there, about 20 points so far. I see on the dollar's pushing much lower. In fact, let's just watch this on the comparison chart here. Dollar's falling out of the screen. Let me tighten that up a bit. See, all of this is what I was hoping to see this morning. Working as planned there. We had the Dow buying up all morning, so it's good to see it had a small retracement during lunch and is right now in sync with the other indices. Looks like they're all pushing up. Yeah, we'll just watch your screen until the opening 5 minutes is up, and then we'll get back to just watching Nasdaq. Let me check, Robin. I haven't checked my email this morning. Let me go for that. Oh, I got it. Yes, I do. Yeah, sure. Whatever questions you have, anything, just throw it in the chat. If you have something that's quick, or if you think it's something that needs a little bit more explanation, shoot me an email. Yeah, no problem. Yep, just we're all here to help. So whatever we can do to help, we'll do it. And I'm sure you've seen me answer questions to others as well. So just whatever you got, just throw it out there. Because the thing is, if you get hung up on something that's not extremely difficult, or I could clear up for you in a minute or two explanation, it'll help your progress immensely versus you being stuck on a certain concept that takes you a few days to get over and then move on. Better just ask the question, get your answer quickly, and then move on. Hey, Zach. Welcome. Oh, you can't trade news until 2 minutes later. Okay. Yeah, that's yeah, I have heard that some firms or brokers don't allow you to trade news. All right, so we passed the 5 minutes. Now let's get back over to NQ. So we need 67 new subscribers to see if we can get 5,000 this week. I did set a target last week. I thought we'd get it this week. So let's see if we can get 67 new subscribers between today and Friday. Friday's close. Oh, just during evaluation. Okay. Target is 472. All right, sharp. Yeah, this morning I had identified this area here. It's a regular trading hour gap. In fact, let me get back to electronic trading hours. But yeah, that's what we were looking at earlier. Yeah, during lunch I tried to get an entry somewhere in here. I got stopped out at break even somewhere down here. And so actually at first I tried it over here, got stopped out, it retraced down, and then I tried it again over here and got stopped out again. So I said, all right, I'll just let it go. Yeah, pullbacks are, especially if you have a really good entry, you can leverage your original entry and net profit that you're already in for additional contracts. Yeah, I was looking for a retracement here, which didn't happen, down to 334. Oops. Okay, let's get up out of here. Macro's over now. Right, so now we have a break of structure on the 5-minute. Let's see if we continue to get bullish momentum here or if we get a rejection. All right, we're currently bullish everywhere except for the hour. Hour doesn't flip over until 5:06. Previously, we were bearish everywhere except for these higher time frames, and so this was the level that they would flip. And NQM, Vivian. Vivian, are you asking am I on the June contract? If so, yes, I am. I'm on the June contract now. All right, Dorcas. Good morning. Yes, you want to close above the break. You definitely want to close above the break. If you get a rejection, once you break and it rejects, then you expect for price to retrace at that point. 361 now. Okay. Typically, it'll find a fair value gap, so it might retrace to here. I mean, it doesn't have to, but it could retrace right here. Yep. So here was the 5 and the 15-minute breaking structure there. So it's nice. It got a break of structure, but not a market structure shift yet. We haven't gotten a close above. also measure up this position. And we can see this fair value gap is at equilibrium, or we get to a discount position. The position I was looking for entry is at 61.8% precisely. Oh, Johan, good day. All right, so far we've gotten candle bodies to stay inside of the gap here. Oh, sorry. Yeah. HDS. So this price was building up here on the 5 and the 15 minute. If we got to 18,384, that would be breaker structure on those time frames. 18506 is the breaker structure on the 1 hour. So what that's saying is we were bearish prior to reaching these levels. So 1834 was right here. This swing high here. So we did eclipse that here, but we rejected and didn't close above. So it's not a market structure shift or anything. It's just not as, it's a breaker structure, but also like a liquidity sweep. And now we see price trailing back in. But this was just to give you either a bearish sentiment or a bullish sentiment and let you know where the changeover would be. So once you saw the 384 eclipse, then you don't necessarily enter longs, but you start looking to see if price wants to deliver longs going forward. And over here, this was prior to lunch when we were trailing down. So it was like, okay, if we lose these levels and we keep going on the higher time frame, we're still bullish. But if we reach these levels, that could change. Okay. 370 to 385. All right. Nice. Sweet. Yeah, I have a Fibonacci up here now for this retracement to see where it's going. So far, it's retraced at 38%. We'll see if it wants to go further or if this is as far as it wants to go at the moment. I know some of you have already entered longs and are still in. So good luck to you on that trade. The New York high. Let's see. It's got to be up there. A 486.5. On the 5-minute is the 735 candle. And then the London high is 506.5. So there's 1 hour break of structure. It's the London high. And I'll get rid of this Fibonacci here. Looks like 38% is about what we're going to get at the moment, unless something drastically changes. Oh, that's what happened. I knew something was wrong. All right. That's what it was. I was like, we're missing something here. Somehow it accidentally deleted a fair value gap indicator. I was wondering where this fair value gap was. Uh, 7 to 10. New York AM is 7 to 10. Yep, I'll go ahead and put these up just to. Yeah, Robin, I think sometimes you have to put it in, sometimes you have to put those times in just to get it to align correctly. But these are the times it should be showing. So 8 o'clock to midnight, 2 to 5, and 7 to 10. You didn't just hear my dog bark? It is quiet in here. I agree. I'm here alone right now. But no, and my dog was just in here, and I gave him some of my snacks, and then when I was done, he walked out, and for whatever reason, he let out a nice little bark. I don't know if he was showing displeasure for me not having any more, or what was going on. Yeah, Robin. Sometimes you may have to put them in your, like I'll show you how mine are structured here. See, I had to put mine in at 6 to 9, 1 to 4, and 7 to 23 to get them to show up properly on my chart. So I'm not sure why that's the case, but for whatever reason, it works. Yeah, I usually, whenever I look at them, I still double check, and I'll look at the time and I say, okay, from 7 to 10, where's my swing high? Where's my swing low? And then I'm always looking for that just to make sure that everything's aligning correctly. All right, so we got the 1 hour bearish fair value gap here. So just keep an eye on that. As we saw 2 candles reject already, we're now, or actually 3. This one touched it, but it didn't break through. This is the 4th candle now. If center works. All right, let's make it larger then. There we go. I just want to make sure everyone can see that these fair value gaps is on the hourly. Oh, okay. I didn't realize that TradingView and Ninja had different ways of calculating. Yeah, I keep hearing that London is the best session to trade, just because the setup is either there or it isn't. It's not a whole lot of playing around. Yep. Yeah, that's what I was looking at. The 4 hour was kind of where the crossroad was, whether we were going to flip that bearish or not. And I was looking and looking, and so far, you're right. It's still everything's still bullish, even on all the higher time frames. I think the 1 hour had flipped, and so now that's why we're waiting for, or if we can get up to 506, which is the New York high, then we could flip the 1 hour back over, and then all time frames will be bullish again. Um, But if we take a look, let's go over and look at our dollar here, or let's look at all of them really, right? I mean, we have the dollar pulling back now, but for the most part, the dollar's been pushing downwards at least this hour. It's got a nice push from the news event. So the news didn't look like it did a lot to the equities, but for the dollar, it was an impulse, and it's the largest candle it's shown in the last since yesterday morning, really. So let's see. So we got a sweep of the low from 8 o'clock yesterday morning, right? So even if the dollar was showing some sort of bullish momentum, like it looks like it was going here, and it swept a high, a local high. Now, when it made this high and you had this low, now we see we've already swept that low. So now that was a short-lived bullish run, it looks like. Yeah, you're right. I don't see a lot of speed either. And that's kind of the way it's been this morning. So we had from 10 o'clock until lunch was just this, which didn't really give us much. It kept looking like it wanted to buy out of this and show some bullish momentum. But again, everything was pretty slow and small ranges. So it didn't really give us much. And this 1 hour fair value gap above so far is holding. Amen. Say hi to everyone. All right, he's camera shy. Yep. Come here, Charlie. Come here. Come here, buddy. Look this way. Say hello to everyone. Oh. Oh, thanks. Yeah, it's my little Australian cattle dog. Yeah, I keep joking with him, tell him I'm gonna find a farm around here so I can give him a job so he have something to do. Hey, still not much happening over here. Must be waiting for 2 o'clock to come around. Okay, he's bored. He left. Right, so it looks like maybe a deeper retracement or maybe a retest of this fair value gap we have. Remember, these fair value gaps were from the 5 minute, I think. Yeah, these two are from the 5 minute. Let's see if there's anything on the 15. Nope, 15 didn't leave anything behind. Nope, not today. He usually only comes in here if I have food. So when we start the afternoon session and I have either some oranges or some toast or something, he'll come running in. And then as soon as all that's gone and I show him an empty napkin, he turns around and walks out. Mm. Oh, you got in around here, TJ? Around 860? Or I'm sorry, 360? Yeah, I feel you, Mario. That's how I felt when I discovered trading. I was like, man, I could do this every day, all day. Okay, Queen. So you've been in since, yeah, around the same, around 360 ish, somewhere in that area. All right, another minute, and then we will be in the macro. We'll see if their price will take off the chains and start moving. 322. Okay, you said a 1 minute change in state of delivery. Wayne, have you thought about just trading London and then New York afternoon? So, like having New York morning and the last leg of London being your sleep time. 8 Templar, welcome. Do you have any training courses to sign up for? No, I don't. Mario, what is your, how long have you been trading? Yeah, Templar, if you were bullish and looking for longs, the Dow was the place to be this morning. I was just thinking because of my time, the way the time zones work for me. London starts at 11 p.m. So I could probably do like 11 to 1. So do like New York time 2 to 4, and then come back and do the afternoon session and just skip the morning session altogether. Not that I'm planning to do that, but I was just thinking, just, throwing out some scenarios about what might be a better situation. Because I'm also looking at the numbers, and in the morning, we don't get a lot of views. Not a lot of people are joining, and I'm getting up at 5 o'clock in the morning to do the morning session for all of us. So it's wondering if there's better use of my time to just do the New York afternoon and do the London session for Forex. Okay, yeah, Mario, but you'll find that, I mean, price action is price action. So your trading strategies, all they work on futures. The only caveat that you need to figure out is the difference between your old lot sizes and the new contract sizes, and whether you want to trade minis or micros, whatever you're comfortable with. Outside of that, yeah, there's not a lot of differences between trading forex and then switching over to now doing indice futures or gold futures or any other kind of futures. Oh, Templar, you started in December. Oh man, so you're still brand new. Nice, nice. That was a good trade to catch, especially if you've only been doing this for about 4 months. Yeah, I mean, I only get like 5 hours of sleep at night anyway. So if I went to sleep from, let's call it 2 until 7 a.m., which would be 10 o'clock New York, that probably wouldn't kill me. I'd probably lay in the bed for another hour and then finally get up at 8, and then find my way over to the computer by 9, which would then be lunch. And then maybe we could do a lunch session and then blend that into the afternoon. Oh, Shark, you just started recently too. Okay, I didn't realize that. All right. Mm. Yeah, New York AM has always been my least profitable as well. Control the emotions. Yeah, it's tough, but you're getting there. It's options and the regular stuff. Oh, okay, Shark, I got it. Yeah, I've never done options, but I people always ask me if I have done options, and I don't know the slightest bit of information to even get started with options. Yeah. Yeah, maybe we'll give it a trial run and we'll do it for a week and see how that works sometime soon. Okay, so finally we got to close inside of the fair value gap here. All right, we're in the macro too. Let me drop down in time zones or time frames here. I missed most of the first half of the macro. Sorry about that. All right, Shark, go for it, man. You're doing good so far. All right, so we got a 4-hour bearish fair value gap getting ready to be confirmed in the next 25 seconds. And it's stretching from 397 up to 437. So about 40 points here. Templar, I may have taken a couple trades in Forex, but not really. No, I started on indices. I wasn't on futures in the beginning, but it was always indices. It was either US 30 or then it was S&P 500 and moved over to futures, kept doing S&P, and now I'm over doing Nasdaq futures. Nope. That was all the news today at 1 o'clock. We had the 30-year bond. Matter of fact, let's look and see what the results of that was. I didn't even look. All right, it came in at 4.33, slightly less than last time, whereas the 10-year bond is higher than it was last time. I don't know if that means that short term people have a better outlook of the dollar versus long term. Not 100% sure how to read that, but that's all the news we have today. Tomorrow morning, there's five separate high impact news events at 8:30, all at 8:30. So it's we'll see if they're all in line. Hopefully, they're aligned and not a mixed bag where we're going to get a seek and destroy type situation. And then Friday, it's at 8:30 and at 10. So that's what we have for the rest of the week. Mm. Yeah, Templar. Most people, from what I understand, especially when they do futures, it's indices, gold, and some people slide in oil as well. Yep, 416. We sure did. So let me go ahead and plot the 4-hour bearish fair value gap that we have. See, it just popped up right here. So we have the overlap, this dark area. and then it extends up to 437. Oh, the marker's over there. Yes, I like the 5 minute better than the 1 minute on the breaker structure. The 1 minute breaker structure is more so for looking for that entry. Once you've narrowed it down and you know exactly where your area is, you're just looking for something a little tighter. Mhm. Oh, afternoon, MSE. Yep. Yeah, Robin, even when you're looking, like, let's say you're looking at the hourly chart and you have your fair value gaps or you have your liquidity pools where you think price is moving to. If you expect for it to reverse in that area, if you get down to the five or even lower, and then you see the market structure shift, um, then you'll find that's your earliest opportunity to get in. And your stop loss can be a little tighter. So even if you're wrong, your count doesn't get hit as much. Yeah. I guess one thing I will add to that, Robin, is that if you are looking at the 1 minute, right? Let's say you find that market structure shift and you're like, okay, I want to take this entry. Um, just remember, since you are on the 1 minute, you want to make sure your TP is more local as far as where you're going with it. So for instance, let's say you're up here and you see this break of structure here and you're like, oh, okay, we're going short, right? So you're going to be going short from here at 384, or you're going to be looking for TPs down here, which is 20 points, 25 points, like this area. You wouldn't necessarily take it there and then put your TP down here and say, I need 100 points out of this trade. Because since you found that on the 1 minute, you're then going to want to cycle through the other and see if, oh, okay, it broke the 1 minute and the 5 minute at the same time. They were at the same level. Like that's a bit more confluence, and then you maybe can take it a little further. But if you're just getting it off the 1 minute, try to take your TP and make sure they're localized as well. Hmm. Templar, you find the Dow easier to trade. Okay. Well, for me, the Dow was, I like the Dow because it moved much faster. So you were able to see gains much quicker and larger gains. However, the losses were the same way. So you had to have a much larger stop loss and be willing to accept that level of risk. Wonder if we'll get a sell here down to here. Look at that rejection. All these rejection candles coming out of this fair value gap here, the 1 hour. All right, we're in the last minute of macro. I'm going to flip back up to the 5 minute. There we go. Mm-hmm. Yeah, me too. I'm hoping it's also not a full on reversal. Yep. So, all right. If we take the morning range from essentially just before the open, right, we've already made a 70% retracement from the New York AM session with the candle bodies right at 71%. If we take the full morning range, the full New York range from pre-market as well, as Queen mentioned, we have already passed equilibrium up into premium pricing. And that's essentially equilibrium starts at these fair value gaps that we keep puncturing in and getting rejected out of. So use that as part of your analysis on your trades. And again, this is from pre-market. So this is from the New York high all the way down to just before lunch. All right, Khaled. I hear you. Okay. Yeah, if it gets within 1 point, so 4 ticks, I count it as it hit. Because even if it doesn't stop everyone out, anyone who had a stop loss in that position, when it gets within 4 ticks, they're going to close their position anyway. So it's going to get just as much liquidity as it was going to get to begin with. Yeah, Queen, you're right about that. That's what I was looking at in those retracements back down to that first, like that first swing point that it overtakes. Sometimes you'll get a double retracement and then it'll actually move. So it fakes you out a couple times because it doesn't want you to get in at the bottom. You know, let me make this a little cleaner. I'm going to take the 4 hour off and just leave the 1 hour up. Not quite. Oh, nice. Right together. Yep. I need an 835 retracement. That's what I'm looking for. Oh, here on the 5 minute. Okay. Let me go and it's right here, 364. Actually, I take that back. I think you're in here. Sorry, it's here. 353 on the 5 minute. I think the this was on the 1 minute. I marked that there. Yeah, because this was the previous low where this was the previous high. And even though we got a sweep, we got to close over here. So then between this point And this point, this was our swing low. Let's see where our median point is. 370, right around 370. That's where we're getting a pivot from, it looks like. No, okay, let me look for the 1 minute. Give me a second. Uh, 364, Robin. 364. On the 1 minute, it's going to be your 1334 candle. Yes. So, yep, Robin. So when you got the 1355 candle, when you got that candle that closed above the previous one, and when that closed above 1330, that's when it shifted up for you. Yeah, for whatever reason, it's been sitting here for an hour and a half. Why does it seem like today price only moved at the times that we weren't trading? So between 12 and 1, we got a bullish run. And then between 9:30 and 10, we got a bearish run. But not in times where we trade. Uh, um, I use this one chart called FVG from Nephew Sam. So it's this one right here. You'll see it has like 6,000. I don't know what the saves, or I don't know what that means. But anyway, it's this one, right? And then when you're inside, then you get to decide whether you want it to show the fair value gap on the time frame you're using, or whether you want it to be static on one of these predetermined time frames. And I just select the 1 hour because it keeps me framed with the way price is moving. Um, True. Yep, you're right, Robin. There was no higher high after that. That became the new high. And so when you switch from the previous high, you then go in between those 2 points, and the swing low becomes your protected low. Fuego's here. Hey, good afternoon. Okay, good deal, Shark. All right, let's put our eyes now on 230 and see if 230 gives us some easing of price action, because so far it's just been sideways consolidating action, which we know generally leads to expansion, but so far we haven't seen any. It sure can. All right, here we go, Robin. Right. So we had, so this is the one on the 5 minute. We traded up, closed above the previous high, right? So, oh, I'm sorry. When we did this, that created this low, right? Traded back down, did some sideways action, traded above, closed above. That then, so now you're looking at this high as the current one, this one as the previous one. And so now between these 2 points, where's your low? The low between these two is here. And this is where price came from. It came from there and drove up to here. So you'll take your low and you'll shift it. And that's how you get to 364. So now if this is traded above and closed above, then you'll be over here somewhere and you'll say between this point and this point, where's the low? And it's right here. So next time you get a new high, it'll shift to this point, assuming you don't break low first. The only thing that I'm a little iffy on is in this area, whereas I selected this as the low because it's the lowest point. We do have lower closing candles here with shorter wicks. So it might be that this is the new low as opposed to this one. And that's the only thing I'm a little iffy on. But yeah, that's how you follow market structure. So go back to the 5 minute. Hmm. Okay, on the micro, I didn't realize that. I didn't realize there was a difference in price. I thought it was just a difference in contract size. Oh, I see what you're saying. So you're saying, so when this wick poked above this one, then you're saying this shifted here. Oops. And then this wick poked above there, and then you shifted the high there. Okay, that's an interesting point of view. I'm still learning this concept as well. So let's sit back and take a look and see if maybe I need to reevaluate how I'm calculating swing highs and swing lows. Well, I'm sorry, protected highs and protected lows. Not necessarily. This is for Mitch. You're saying if it closes above? Now, if it closes below, then definitely we're looking at a reversal. But a close above, it depends. Because if you just look at what's happening, the candle bodies, right? Here's the low here. Then we got a new high, which is higher than this high. These are the lows, which is higher than these lows. Then we got these highs, which are higher than these highs. And we have these lows, which are higher than these lows. So the candle bodies continue to stair step up. So I don't know if taking the high and closing above necessarily means it's going to reverse. Um, what what I don't like to see is when you get one of these where it takes the high and before it closes back down here. That would signal that we're going to at least retrace, if not reverse, like this kind of candle right here. This one at 1310 on the 5-minute. But a closure above. All right, 230, 230. Let's see if something happens here. If we get a pivot, or if we finally get that continuation push up that we've been looking for. Yep, that would be nice. That would definitely be nice if we can complete the market make a buy model here. So you sweep this high, you retrace back, which it kind of did here, even though I'm expecting for a deeper retracement. Then you sweep this high, you give another retracement, and then you go for target, which is the New York high. Best time to trade NAS during the New York session. I don't know if there's necessarily just a better hour than another one. I found success during the 8 o'clock hour when I used to wake up that early. I do not trade during 9 o'clock, so I can't speak to that. 9:30 open is definitely volatile when you get the market opening, but I don't trade the market open. 10 o'clock can be okay. A lot of people have success at 10. I don't. So I'm not a huge fan of 10. But the afternoon seems to be fine. So 2 to 3, 3 to 4 seem to be the best 2 hours. But you can find good setups at 1:30 as well. Yeah, I'm looking at the 1 minute, and the 1 minute doesn't even have a fair value gap anywhere, which is unheard of for this long of a time on the 1 minute. There's just a lot of wicks. Let me look and see what's going on everywhere else. Yeah. Yeah, the indices aren't aligned right now. The dollar is buying up a little bit, but it just took out external range liquidity during the last hour. So, of course, it's going to trade into internal range. We have a fair value gap just above on the dollar. So I'm not alarmed by it buying. Yeah, Brandon, you're right. It hasn't been great. I'll be honest with you. Yeah, MSE, it is a lot of chops. So you got to be careful on how you navigate these waters. Probably a lot easier to do some sort of scalping method if you're good at scalping. Right. Okay. We got trend line liquidity being swept now on the 1 minute. So it's these here on the 1 minute. These are all swing lows. The wicks of these candles. So let's see if it's sweeps below these. And then we have equal lows right here. And if we can find some support back in the fair value gap. Yeah, that is a good idea, Khaled. To pick a few like smaller windows and just say, hey, I'm a live stream for these 90 minutes, and if my strategy presents itself, I'll trade. If not, I'm out. Um, oh, I see. HCE. Okay. Yeah, let me see if I can work on that. If I can remember, I have a bad habit of just reading a question and answering it. All right, we have another hour and a half left on the session this afternoon. So if you can just give me 2 minutes to take a quick little break here, I'll be right back. Okay, finally, some sort of impulse on the 1 minute, creating a fair value gap. Shouldn't have been this difficult, but it was. Look at that. All right. All right. Let's see if we close above this area here on 5 minute. Still 1 minute left. Let's see if this candle continues to show rejection like it's doing now, or if it flips around. Minus 1 minute look crazy the way the wicks are. I think I'll look to cut my loss here. Looks like dollar is now driving upwards, showing impulse. And then we have the indices, a Dow and an S&P, both pulling heavily to the downside. Even though Nasdaq is showing slightly bullish characteristics, I like for them to be in sync. Right now, we're struggling here, but we do have the macro coming up in 2 minutes. Down here we are. We're in there. Just got in there. We have equal highs here, equal lows just below. Let's see, where are we now? Yeah, I had one going, and then it wasn't looking good. And then I was looking at a fair value gap on a 1 minute where it closed below. And then I looked over at the other indices, and they were both selling heavily, and the dollar was buying. So I just didn't have a lot of confidence in Nasdaq continuing. The only thing I probably should have done was I should have checked the time and saw that it was 3:49 or 2:49 when I exited the trade. Could have given it another minute or so to see if the macro would have driven it the direction I wanted it. But the other indices were definitely pushing the other direction. So there's a lot of confluence there. Right. Even so, I mean, these are definitely high resistance liquidity runs, and I hate being in trades when it's high resistance for liquidity. Mm. 389, maybe 388. See how far back it pulls. 389.75. You know what? Let's give that a shot and see if we don't get a run up here. Oh, high resistance is just when it's still moving in your direction, but it's slow. It's very slow. It's a lot of back and forth, a lot of wicks, seek and destroy on lower time frames. Um, Low resistance is similar to what you see when price in 10, 15 minutes will run 50 points and straight. So it's just all bullish candles or all bearish candles. That's and that's usually when you have all of your indices aligned and aligned with the dollar as well. That's when you get low resistance. Hmm. All right, so we did get this closure above. Over here gives us this down here. Gonna come get me. There it is. So, all right, that's it. I'm over price action today. Immediate rebalance right there. Let's see if it runs up now. Nope. No, I'm not interested in VWAP. I know a lot of people who do it, but no, I'm not gonna. I don't want to keep like strategy hopping and learning new stuff. I need to just settle in on the ones that I'm already working with, and that's it. Yeah, MSE, it's been making double bottoms. We had here, we had a double bottom right here. We had relative equal lows here. We had equal highs here, equal highs here, equal highs over here. So it's just been equal highs and equal lows all around, right? And we've just been moving sideways since 1 o'clock. We were here at 1 o'clock. Nope. And since we have tight range where nothing's really happening, right? You want to go and look and see what happened before we got that range and we were moving upwards. So one would think that's where we're going next, but it hasn't been confirmed. Okay, 3:05. So we're 5 minutes into power hour now. All right, now we have a test of the 1 hour fair value gap below us. Been about an hour since we've been here. We also have structure here. So if we get a breakthrough here, we want to see immediately turn around and impulse up. Okay, so we've gotten 3 tests the fair value gap so far. So far, nothing has stuck. It's rejected each time. Let's see if that continues with some sort of impulse above this swing high. So let's take a look at something quickly. Oh yeah. Oh my Tika. Yes, Topstep has an activation fee. Once you become funded, you have to activate it. And I think it is 150. And then that's the last time you pay anything. Confirm TJ, 1 free reset. Templar, most people don't trade the Dow because it moves a lot faster. And so that's why a lot of people don't. And the price action is, you generally get more wicks. So kind of the way we're looking at things now, and the wicks are kind of in the way and bothers people. You get a lot more of that on the Dow. Okay, so here's an impulse above here, as I was mentioning. Let's go back to the 5 minute here. All right. Oops. Take a look at this file I have from ICT. He has this template of profiles of how the day goes. And I wonder if we have something like this today where come in and there's a run and a reversal, things kind of move the opposite direction. Or ICT range to New York open and London close rally. Just the opposite because we're selling. Just trying to look and see which one of these would work. So if I flip them upside down, yeah, this kind of reminds me of what happened today. You get a reversal at London close, which is just before lunch, and then it's just kind of fizzling out and not really doing much. So this might be the profile that we're looking at for today. But no, Chuck. Yeah, the fastest is going to be Dow. Dow is where we're moving the fastest. I will put it in the Discord. Don't worry, Robin. I'll publish it in there. Hopefully, well, I'll find. I don't know exactly where to put things where you can download, but hopefully you can download it. I only have the buy templates, but if you just flip them upside down in a PDF program, you can see the sell side. Let's see, what is he looking for? Let's see. I think it's on sale now for 99. I wasn't aware it was on sale, but let's see. Nope, it's still the same. 49 for the 50,000 account, 99 for the 100,000 account, and 149 for the 150. If you've never used Topstep before, I have a link that gives you 20% off. So that would take, if you did the 150, it'll take it from 150 down to 120. Or if you do the 100, it'll take it down to 80. But as far as I'm aware, that's the only sales that I know about. Oh, I didn't realize. Okay, so we did puncture through, which could signal a break of structure here, as long as price continues downwards. If it builds back up and we can get back up to these highs, then there is no break of structure. It was just a liquidity pull. Anything. Khalid, I can't say I've never done that before, but I try not to do that anymore because you end up sometimes getting trapped on the wrong side. And it's something that you can't repeat. So if you end up making money on it, it's not something that you can lean on regularly. All right, Khalid. Thank you. Thanks for supporting the channel. I appreciate you. Here we have flipped. Let me move our high over. This is where I wanted to enter right here. 334 for a long. And let's see if this will hold. This 5 minute. Back at the new day opening gap right here from, oh, I'm sorry, the new week opening gap for this week. So we're back at Sunday's open. And on the 5 minute, there goes that market maker buy model we were looking at. It looks like the 1 hour sell model is continuing. I had laughter. Oh, you saw those zeros just run up. Those 15 contracts probably showing like what, 12K in profit, something like that. Yep. Yeah, Johan. Good idea, at least for the rest of today. Nah, definitely hasn't been fun for me, Ray. This is not for me. Yesterday was good. Today, not so much. What? All right, so tomorrow is anyone's game. We're going to close out Wednesday. It looks like right at the start of where we were at the beginning of the week. That's denoted by this lime green you see right here at 18,300 flat. So for the rest of the week, the next 2 days, it's going to determine whether we have a bearish or a bullish candle. We're right back at origin, so we have a doji to finish out Wednesday, and we'll see what tomorrow brings. Obviously, I mentioned that tomorrow at 8:30, we have 5 different pieces of high impact news. So these will drive price very early in the morning. By the time we get started at 9:30, um, the news will already be in. The impulse would have already started, whether it's the manipulation or the expansion. Um, and we'll go from there. But uh, these next 2 days are going to determine our weekly profile. Oh yeah, that happens. That happened to me multiple times. You'll get sort of a manipulation right just before the thing happens because he wants to see if it can shake you, and it shook you out. And I'm sure it did that to many other people as well. Okay. So as well as local lows from the All right. Queen, which candle on the 5 minute did you use as your breaker? 115. Hmm. Yeah. Yeah, that one's hard. You're gonna have to take a market execution then, because you didn't get a closure below until this candle was already gone. That would have been hard. Unless you're not using the wick at all. Two 36. Okay. Okay. All right. Mm. Yeah, so that's going to take a little bit of skill to be able to jump into those, but okay. That's I see how you have it framed up. I'll just need to practice it that way. Okay, it's macro time. Let's drop down and see what's happening here. Return to a wet breaker. Yeah. I'm going to leg down how far we retraced. 100. This is 100% retracement. If you now want to know how far did we go just now from here, just over 50, just into premium. Yeah, the new week opening gap. So we just had a body put on it here at 3:30, and this morning on the big push down at 9:30, we wick right into consequent encroachment, right into it. Then it traded out. It came back down later, traded through it, but back above just before lunch. So it's been a place to trade to for 3 or 4 times today so far this morning. Well, this morning and afternoon. Yeah, that was fast moving. Right, there you go. Down at 288. Anymore. Very good. I do like to have some. Okay. You say you had a 3 minute. Okay. Check that out. Yep, I can see the 3 minute. Definitely a little cleaner, and it's closer to the top of the range. Yeah, on the 3 minute, I like the cluster between 2 o'clock and 2:09, like that four candle cluster there. Use 236. Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah. I think I only chose the one before only because it came from a swing high. Um, but I see where you are. I see why you chose that one. That would have been essentially the last down close candle before you had a close above the high. So yeah, I can see that. Mm, Mr. Silver, I'm not exactly sure what you're asking for. What's my opinion based on current market scenario? Well, considering it's 4 o'clock, I do not have an opinion on the current market. It's dying down. The market will prop firms shut down in 10 minutes, and the market will close in an hour or less than an hour now. 36, 236. To close above the previous high 154. Okay, yeah. Okay, that's what I was talking about. Yep. It was before the candle that closed above the previous swing high. So once you got a new candle close above the swing high, you go to the candle before the retracement candles before, and that becomes your new possible breaker. If price was to then break lower, which it did at 257. Okay, I appreciate that. Yeah, that's true. Market's closing. So so let's go ahead and say our goodbyes and hit the like on the way out. Make sure you subscribe if you haven't already. But yeah, this was good. Another good session. Thanks everyone for supporting the channel. We're back at it tomorrow morning at 9:15. So hope to see you all there. right, everyone. Take care. See you in the morning. Cheers.